My name is Maryam, and at 65, my hands are a roadmap of every sacrifice I made to turn my son, Stephen, into a man. When my husband died, I worked 3 jobs in the cold streets of Chicago, scrubbing floors until my fingernails bled, just to ensure Stephen never felt the sting of poverty. I worshipped him. I believed that by pouring my youth into his future, my old age would be spent in the warmth of his gratitude. When Stephen married Sarah, I welcomed her as the daughter I never had. But the moment the wedding lights faded, the air in our home turned to ice. Sarah secretly bribed our servants to stay in their rooms, thrusting a mop into my trembling hands. "The floors are dusty, Mother," she would hiss. At 65, I was down on my knees scrubbing marble while she pocketed the servants' wages to buy designer bags. I stayed silent, swallowing my dignity to keep my son's home at peace. Then came a rainy Tuesday. Sarah sent me out in a storm because she felt tired. A car skidded on the wet asphalt, the tires screamed, and my left leg was shattered in the mud. In the hospital, the doctor was blunt. I needed an iron rod and bolts to ever walk again. Sarah gripped Stephen's shoulder and whispered, "She's 65, Stephen. Don't waste the money. She's a burden who will never walk anyway." I watched my son's face, waiting for him to save me, but he looked at the floor. He agreed to let me rot in pain to save his money. I had to beg. I grabbed Stephen's hand, the same hand I used to kiss when he was a baby, and pleaded for my dignity. He finally signed the papers. They hammered a cold, heavy iron rod into my bone. When I returned home, Sarah turned my recovery into a slow execution. She placed my water out of reach and pinched my surgical wound just to hear me scream, telling Stephen I was acting for attention. One afternoon, Stephen returned home early and heard a sharp slap. He watched through a cracked door as Sarah grabbed my iron-filled leg and squeezed it with all her strength. He saw my bruises and my stale water. The man I had raised in the heart of the United States finally woke up. He stormed in, his voice shaking the foundation of the house. "This is my mother!" he roared. He delivered 2 thunderous slaps that sent Sarah staggering. "I am the man I am because she starved so I could eat. You are a guest. She is the owner of my soul." Stephen fell to my feet, sobbing like a broken child, burying his face in my lap. "Forgive me, Ma. I let a stranger turn me against my own blood." He held my scarred hand and kissed it, begging for a mercy I had already given him the moment he was born. My leg still carries that cold iron rod, but my heart is light. My son is finally home, and we are healing together, one heartbeat at a time.